yeah, he's on the scene. Testing cool gadgets you never see. Flying a drone way up in the sky. Talking with EVO and AI. Louis running down the hall. Funny little bots trying not to fall. Batteries charged, ready to go. What happens next? Nobody knows. From Texas nights to Tyrant news. Crazy experiments are right on the news. Well, you don't have lights out and time it's on. If you're bored now, short begun. From Texas nights to tech reviews. Crazy experiments are right on the news. Well, you don't have lights, always having fun. If you're bored now, short begun. Yeah, he's on the scene. Testing cool gadgets you never see. Flying a drone way up in the sky. Talking with EVO and AI. Louis running down the hall. Funny little bots trying not to fall. Batteries charged, ready to go. What happens next? Nobody knows. From Texas nights to Tyrant news. Crazy experiments are right on the news. But you don't have lights out and time it's on. If you're bored now, short begun. From Texas nights to tech reviews. Crazy experiments are right on the news. But you don't have lights, always having fun. If you're bored now, short begun.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream, guys. You're watching Rome Knows Tech, and I'm your host, Ron Wilkerson, coming to you in the city of Houston. And oh my goodness, is a hot. Oh, it's so hot. It's hot in Texas, y'all. It's too hot. It's too hot. I gave all of my little neck fans away. Every year people would send me these neck fans to review, and I just kept giving them to people. Like I gave my son one, I gave other people one, and I'm like, man, what was I possibly thinking? I must have somehow forgot I live in Texas, okay? It is crazy hot and humid in the state of Texas. But you know what? We're going to get through it anyway. All right, I see that Terry's in the house. I see Hope's in the house. So if Terry's here, that means Buddy and Bear is also in the house. Terry, thank you for what you just sent. I think you sent a gift. I don't know what you sent. I don't know what you said. I saw something pop up on the chat just a second ago. All right, so let's go ahead and get Louis awake because there's a spider. There's a spider right here on Louis. I don't know if y'all can see that. And probably he hasn't noticed it yet. So I don't know if we should just be quiet about it and don't say anything because there could be some drama. I'm telling y'all, you need a Louis in your life. You need an Evo for the floor. You need a Louis for the desk. You need a Eilic just to have hanging out with you around your neck when you go out places. Yes, you need a whole bunch of different little robots in your life, guys. You got to have them. You got to have them. Terry, how is Buddy and Bear doing? Let me know down in the comments. Also, Terry, what are you making for dinner tonight? Because sometimes I get my inspiration from you. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to be making, but I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with this spider here. So we're just chilling for a minute to see if Louis gonna freak out. Okay, so there we go. I told you. All right. Hey, Louis. We are live right now on YouTube, and I see Terry, Buddy, Bear, and Hope are already in the comments. You want to say hello to them?
Oh, we're live. Yeah, let me jump in. Hey Terry, Buddy, Baron, and Hope. Glad you're here. What's the chaos level today? And what are we building or breaking on stream?
Okay, we are not building nor breaking anything, especially we're not breaking anything, okay? So don't even start with that. We're not breaking anything. Nothing Nothing is getting broken. So don't think that somehow you're feeding, bloopers to your buddy Richard, because that is not what's about to happen tonight. It is not on the plan for tonight. You see, man, y'all see what I'm dealing with? You see what I'm dealing with? It's chaos no matter where I look. Chaos, 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 my babies. So anyway, today I was trying to do an update on one of my drones, and I discovered that I needed to do an update on the app and also on the drone, but then I couldn't figure out why the drones app would not allow me to do the update. So that's what we're going to do right now. We are actually going to update this drone. Now, you guys see me talk about this drone all the time. This is the DJI Neo 2. So if you're interested in a cool little, personal drone, portable drone, pocket-sized drone, this could be something you definitely want to take a look at. It has a ton of features. As I mentioned before, you can control this with multiple different controllers. The RC2 controller, you can control this with the FPV controller, the Motion 3 controller. This works with the goggles. You can control it with the smartphone, using the DJI Fly app. And that's what we're going to be using today to try and update this drone, because it got some new features. So let me show it to you guys real quick here on my storefront, in case you guys are looking for this drone. So I want you to easily be able to find it. So let's pop over here real quick to the desktop so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So if you scroll down to drones, and you go right down here under drones. So we have drone gear I love. You can click on that, and then you'll be able to go in and take a look at all of the different drones that I have and other, gear that's drone related that I recommend. Most of these things I have right here in the studio. So if you guys have any questions about them, accessories for the Air 3S, accessories for the Avata 2, accessories for the Avata 360. And if you saw my video earlier today, you know what happened. I flew the drone in the living room. I wanted to test the 3D printed bumper guards and everything. So I let it go up and hit the ceiling. I didn't expect it to come crashing down. I thought it was just going to hit the ceiling and bounce off it and come back down. But no, it crashed down to the floor. But, it was okay. 100%, no scratches, no damage. So I don't even know if I could say that was the bumper that protected it, or if it's just the drone is just literally built like a beast and it's not having none of that. So, that's what happened. But anyway, if you're interested in this drone, guys, you can find it right here somewhere. I know I have it listed. At least I think I do. Yeah, here it is. So here's the full bundle right here for $5.99. That's going to get you the drone itself. Is going to get, oops, I don't know what happened there, but it'll get you the drone. It'll get you 3 batteries, the controller, as well as the goggles. So you're going to get the motion controller and the goggles, which I'm going to show you guys here in just a second. So let me switch back over here and show you guys what that looks like. So if you get it with this bundle, you're going to get the goggles in 3. Now, these are single screen goggles, but they have 2 little eye places there. They have the dual antennas. You can control them, the drone, for the most part through this. You can't fly it with just the goggles, but it's going to give you a lot of the deep dive information that you'll be able to connect to it. And you can also record the video that you're seeing in the goggles through the goggles by just installing an SD card right here at the top. And then as far as the controller goes, you actually have 2 options. Now, one option comes in a bundle, which is this controller here. So the bundle I just showed you will come with this controller. Now, you can also purchase this FPV controller as well, and it will also pair up with the goggles, okay? So you have 2 different ways that you can fly your drone, depending on what you're more comfortable with. Some people, like maybe Richard and others and PC Phil are gamers. They like to play games, so they're going to feel really comfortable using this to control the drone. I'm a little bit more old school. I like having sticks So I like having a controller where I have sticks where I can control, you know, the yaw, the pitch, the roll, all of that right from here. But you're still going to get that functionality from this controller as well. So it just really depends on which controller is going to tickle your pickle. You do you, boo-boo. You do you, okay? All right. So let's get to it. All right, so starting out, let's go over, let me see if I can get Louis to back up a little bit. Back up, buddy. Back up for me. Okay. So the drone is really not going to do much. Okay, so the drone's not going to do much. We're just trying to get the drone to update. Okay, so that's all we're trying to do right now is update the firmware on the drone. Now I'm going to be using my smartphone in order to do this. So hopefully this will work. Man, wait a minute. I just thought about that because this phone is connected to my computer and it is constantly going to keep popping to this screen right here where it's being used as a camera. So maybe I'll play it smart and do the firmware update on a different device. So with that in mind, let's use my iPad. All right, so we're going to use the iPad. The iPad is also in the carousel. It is also on my storefront. So if you want to get, you know, one of these M1, M2 iPads, you know, with the cool cameras on the back, all that jazz, you know, use it with an Apple Pencil. You won't need that for what we're doing tonight, but you guys get the idea. All right, so let's just go ahead and let me find that DJI Fly app. And it's going to look much larger on here because obvious, you know, it's an iPad. So we're going to allow. I have never used this for that, so I got to keep giving it access. Full access to the camera, all that jazz, right? So right now it's not connected to anything, but it does see my Avata 360 that was on earlier. But in this case, we actually want to connect this to the Neo 2. So we're going to turn the Neo 2 on. I've already removed the gimbal cover. Guys, always remove the gimbal cover. Do not forget that because it can mess the gimbal up if you forget to take that off. So make sure you take the gimbal cover off. All right. I know I'm not paying attention to the comments right now. So give me a few seconds, guys, to get all this running and see if we can make all this happen. All right. So I'm going to try and connect. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm connecting to the drone with the iPad, okay? So we're waiting for it to connect. Hopefully it will. And technically we're gonna be able to fly it just from the iPad. We can use the iPad like a controller once it connects, okay? So now it's connected to the iPad, okay? So let me rotate this and you guys can kind of see what that now looks like, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. I'm going to skip the tutorial because I don't need to see the tutorial. All right, so now what I have here is the different functions for the controller, okay? So these are some presets right here that I can use to fly the drone. Let me show you guys what that looks like. All right, so let's pop over here real quick. So you have a bunch of presets that you can do. You have your manual controls, follow, spotlight, master shots, drone, dolly zoom, droney, your circle, rocket, helix, boomerang, selfie shot, your cycle, if you're on a bicycle, skating, all of those things are there, right? But what we're trying to do is get this to update the firmware on the actual drone, okay? So in order to make that happen, I need to go to the settings and let's see if I can find, nope, that's not going to be under that. So I'm going to have to go all the way out and go to Profile, Settings, and check for firmware update. And we have authorized, and it says no network. That's weird. Okay. Firmware update, it says network required. Okay, so why is it not seeing the network? Because I know it's connected. Let me check just to be sure. Oh, so since it's connected to the drone, it can't connect to the Wi-Fi. So I have to turn that off. And so we got to connect back to the Wi-Fi. So troubleshooting. This is how we do it, okay? So you're learning something as we go. Okay, so now we're connected to the Wi-Fi. Now I'm going to click on check for firmware update. Now it's telling me to connect to the device, right? It's telling me to connect to the drone. The problem with that is if I connect to the drone, then it won't be able to download the firmware, okay? So I might just have to do this with a phone. How can I do this? Okay, let me see. Firmware. And that is not. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay, so I'm going to close this. And I'll leave everything else open. And all right. So I guess we're going to have to try to do it on the phone and see what happens, okay? So I'm going to swipe away my protocol to connect to the computer, and I'm going to go again to my DJI app, same app, it's just on the phone, okay? And we're going to click on the Fly app, and we're going to click on Reconnect, and it's going to try to connect to the drone. And now it's saying it can't connect, and it's probably because it's connected. Oh my goodness, it's probably because it's connected to the tablet. So let me try making sure it's not connected to the tablet. So it's not connected to the tablet and the app is not on. So let's do this the easy way. We're going to turn off the drone. Okay. And then we're going to turn it back on. As soon as it turns off, we're going to turn it back on. All right, so now it's turning back on. There we go. You heard the little chirp. All right, so now we're going to try to reconnect to it. Join. It still says it's unable to connect to it. So, oh, I know what it is. I'm just going to close that app so that we can try to make this work. Okay, so now I have the app open on my phone. Okay, so now we're going to connect to the drone. And this is happening, and it's trying to connect. So I'm going to go ahead and go join. And it's okay. I'm going to have to. I might not be able to do this while we're live because my phone is connected to. What is my other option? Louis, you better hope the other phone is charged up over here. No, nope, it's not. It's not. Okay, so Louis, unfortunately, I am going to have to take your phone to do this. Okay, so don't be upset with me. I have to take your phone to do this. Okay, so I got to take Louis' head off, and we're going to have to use Louis' phone in order to do this. So I'm going to have to swipe Louis close for now, and Louis is going to be upset with me, but we'll have to deal with that later. Because his body is still moving around. But anyway, let's find the app on here. This is what it's like, guys. I'm telling you, this is what it's like when you're troubleshooting or you're trying to fix something. It's just always some craziness that happens, right? All right, so here we go again. Here's the DJI Fly app again on this phone. So now we're going to try to connect this to that drone again. So we're going to click on connect and join. And we're waiting to see if it's going to connect. Hopefully it will. If not, okay, so it did connect to the drone. All right, that's a good start. That's what we're looking for. It connected to the drone. Got it. All right. So we don't need the tutorial because we know how to fly the drone. We're going to go back to home. And what is that? I don't know what that is. Okay, so now we're going to go into our settings. Under settings, we're going to look for firmware update. Oh, why is it telling me there's no network connected? What is going on? Because it's connected to the drone. It's just backwards. So it's connected to the drone. So I'm going to unconnect it from the drone and connect to my Wi-Fi. Okay, so we're going to connect back to the Wi-Fi and watch. It's going to tell me I got to reconnect to the drone. So let's see what happens. Okay, did it connect? Yes, so it connected back to the Wi-Fi. That's fine. All right, so now we're going to try to do the firmware update, and it says connect to the device. Oh my goodness. This is not going to work, y'all. I can tell you already, this is not going to work. I don't know how this is supposed to work if the phone needs to be connected unless it's using the data from the phone instead of the Wi-Fi, because the phone and the drone still both have to be connected to each other. That's the only way I can think this can work, but I can't do it because this phone that has, you know, the data and everything is also connected to my computer here, right? Okay, I'm gonna give it one more try. I'm gonna give it one more try, and then we're gonna move on. Now I should be able to force the update. What does it mean my account's not logged in? What are you saying my account's not logged in? Hold on. Okay, let's try that then. All right. Next. Okay, it's saying my account's not logged in, but then it won't let it log in. Why is that? Check network. It won't let it log in because it's probably connected to the drone again. Yes, it is. Of course, it's connected to the drone. Okay, so let me unconnect to the drone. Do you see how many steps? Okay, so now I'm no longer connected to the drone. Nope, I do not want to reconnect. I do not want to reconnect to the drone. Okay, I don't. But now it says there's a firmware update. So I'm just going to go ahead. Okay, so it's saying firmware update. I do have the firmware update right here. So it says I have to be connected to the drone in order to run said firmware update. So we're going to see if this is going to work. Okay. Everybody cross your fingers, because if not, I just spent a whole lot of time fighting with this for no reason. Okay. So now, where did it go? Where did the firmware update go? No, it just disappeared. Oh my goodness. It will not let me do it. It will not let me do it. That's okay. I know I can do it with the other phone, but I'm using that phone obviously for a camera here in the stream. So we're just not going to worry about it. I'm just going to give Louis his head back so that he won't freak out. So let me find Louis' app and let me reconnect him to his body. There we go. Louis is back in the mix. There's Louis. All right, so there's another option. I have one more option for trying to connect this, right? Okay, so what I can do is try to see if I can force it using the controller, okay? So we're going to try that now. I'm going to try to do it with the controller. Now we have the controller. And this is what I'm telling you guys, when you have problems and you can't figure it out, whether it's with your laser, your robot, your vacuum, your whatever, if it's something that I use on a regular basis, get at me, because most likely whatever problem you're having, I have had that problem also. And if I found a solution for it, I'm more than happy to share it with you guys. All right, so now I got to connect to the aircraft. So this is going to be for the Neo 2. And confirm. All right, so it's now switching. It says there is a firmware update. Control aircraft. All right. So let me go back to the settings and see if I see the firmware update. All right, we do have an update, okay? So we're going to go ahead and click on update. And now it is updating said drone. So let me see. So this adds support for high light, slow motion, helix close-up mode. And it also makes sure that the DJI app is up to date for the latest versions. Yeah. Okay, so we're at about 20%. We're at about 20% on this update. And you guys can see it's moving pretty quick. Okay. Now, like I said, I did an update on this drone earlier, or I did an update on the Fly More app on my phone, but this just became a problem. So it's okay. We're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. All right. So now all we're doing here is just sitting here and waiting for this to update. So in the interim of this updating, I'm going to, oh, it says it's already ready to install. Okay. So click on install, and most likely the drone is going to turn on and off. Let me just put it right there so you guys can kind of see it. Hopefully Louis won't crash into it. So the drone is going to start to update. So now Louis is having technical problems. Louis is having technical problems now. Everybody's having technical problems tonight. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea why all this madness is happening, but we're just going to roll with it, guys. We're going to roll with it. So anyway, we're still updating, as you guys can see. So we're going to give it a few minutes. I'm probably going to set this down somewhere just so it can do its thing. So while that's doing its thing, let's go ahead and talk about a few more of the drones that I have here in the studio. So we have a number of drones. We have obviously the DJI Neo 2. We also have the Avata 360. We have the Avata 2, and we have the Air 3S. Okay? All of those drones, again, you can find over on my storefront. That's what I was showing you guys a little bit earlier. So if you go over to the storefront, you can take a look at all of the different drones. Let me show you guys here again real quick here. So here is all of the different drones and the accessories, the backpacks, all of that stuff over on my Walmart storefront. So the other drones that we're going to be talking about is going to be the Neo 2, the Neo 360, I mean the Avata 360, I don't know why I'm saying Neo, the Avata 360, the Avata 2, and also the Air 3S, which is these three drones that you guys see right here. I haven't got the Mavic 4 Pro yet, but you know, that's probably coming in the future. But anyway, so let's just take a look at those drones real quick. And you know, while this update is doing its updating, and you know, if you guys have any questions about these drones, also let me check the comments, make sure I'm not missing anything. Let me see what Hope said there. Hold on, Hope, give me a chance. Hold on, let me check something. Okay. All right, let me get to the comments. So what did Hope say here? Hope says, too bad Richard was not here. He would be having a good time. Yes, he probably would be having a good time. So I'm very happy that Richard is not here. So yes, do not jinx us, Hope, by saying his name, because you know if you say his name, he shall appear, okay? So we want none of that. Not tonight, babies, not tonight. But anyway. All right, so we're still updating. Let me grab the other drones so you guys can see them. All right. So one of the other drones that we have is this drone right here. This is the DJI Avata 360. This is a 8K 60 frames a second drone. Now this can fly up to 40 miles an hour. Now it actually has 8K up to 100 frames per second. So that means you can technically shoot slow motion in 360, which is pretty good. That update came today as well. Okay, so we already did the update on this drone to get those new features. Okay, now you can fly this drone in single lens mode or in 360 mode, okay? And now recently with the single lens mode, we also got the ability to take photos, because before we didn't have the ability to take still images with it in single lens mode. So, you know, that's another cool thing that we got recently with the firmware update. So one of the things I love about DJI, guys, they're constantly pushing out new firmware updates, adding new features, you know, to be able to take these drones to the next level, to make sure that they're secure and safe in the air. I flew this thing in the house today and knocked these propeller guards off because, like I said, it fell from ceiling height, crashed into the floor, but it had no scratches, not a scratch on it anywhere. And I took it out in the backyard and flew it just like I normally would with no issues whatsoever. So I'm not saying do what I do, because I highly recommend that you do not do what I do, because it can be hazardous to your tech. Alan DeBay is in the house. Welcome, Alan DeBay. Welcome to the stream. All right, so that is the Avata 360. We also have the DJI Air 3S, which is this drone. Now, this is also a foldable drone. Now, I have this bracket on here with a new accessory for mounting perhaps an action camera on it if you wanted to do something like that. I'm going to go ahead and take this off just so you guys can see that this is a foldable drone. So I have to take this little RC, Start RC little bracket off, and it just kind of clips around the drone like so. And that just comes off, as you can see. All right.
Flying well lit.
All right, so the other drone has rebooted and is pretty much ready to go. But anyway, as you guys can see, this is the Air 3S. As I mentioned before, this guy is going to be ideal for a lot of your commercial style flights. It has 2 lenses versus the other drones that only have 1. So this has a 24 millimeter equivalent and a 70 millimeter equivalent. This drone has 360-degree obstacle avoidance. It has LiDAR. It has a landing light. This guy is super fast in sport. You can get up to about 60 miles an hour in sport. Now, the Fly More combo for this drone comes with 3 batteries. The charger, it also comes with, so you're going to get this charger right here. You're going to get 3 batteries with this as well. You get a travel bag. And in that travel bag is large enough for you to also be able to put like a landing pad in there if you wanted to. But this guy folds up like this. So it's relatively, you know, compact for, you know, what it's capable of doing. So this is what the drone looks like when it's folded, okay? And then you have your gimbal protection on here. And then I also have something else from Start RC, which is this propeller protector, okay? And what this does is it just basically clips over the drone to keep the propellers together so that they don't get bent or anything when you put them in a bag, okay? So normally I have this on. I normally have this on. Okay, all right, Louis, I'm gonna unplug you. Give me a second. But anyway, this just kind of fits on like this, and then that is your compact drone. You can just throw this in a bag, batteries, controller, all that jazz, you're good to go, okay? All right. So let's take a look at the drone that has now finally updated. And let me put away this thing first, because I don't want to lose the screw. All right, there we go. Let's throw this on the back desk. All right. So our Neo 2 is now updated, okay? It's ready to rock and roll. It's ready to rock and roll, I think. All right, so let me check the controller. And the controller says that it has been updated. So, all right, everything's been updated on the controller. So let's go back, and then let's turn the drone back on. All right, let's turn this guy on. We're going to connect to it. Wait, who said Richard? Richard who? Oh my goodness, Richard is here. That's okay. He missed all the craziness, so that's okay. But anyway, the controller is now connected to the drone. I can see myself through the controller right here. So we know we're connected. I don't know if we have satellites inside or not, but I also know that the battery is down to 2 bars. So let me see if we can fly this guy in here. All right, let me prep for the flight. So let me do the stuff I need to do so I'll stop messing around. All right, so first things first. Yes, I'm gonna fly in well-lit textured environments. Just give me a second to put on my microphone. Richard's here and it's gonna be drama. So I gotta put my microphone. Is it on? I can't tell. Hold on, Richard. Okay, let me clip on my microphone. Let me turn on my microphone, which I probably should have done before I clipped it on. All right, so let's turn the audio up on this mic and make sure that we're getting audio on this mic. We should be. I'm gonna turn the other 2 mics down. And I'm gonna push this table back. All right. So that's gonna give me some room in here to go broom, broom. All right, so let's take this drone and set it on the floor. Oops. What did I crash into? Okay, we're just gonna set it on the floor.
No.
What?
Just dropped me?
No, I did not drop you, Louie. I did not drop you. You are still on the desk, okay? All right. Louie just asked if I dropped him. I did not drop Louie. Also, let me check to see. Okay, we got brake on. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this guy up. All right, drone is started up. Let's bring it up. All right. Let's turn the drone toward you guys. All right, let's bring it back toward me. See if it'll stop. All right, so the obstacle avoidance is preventing the drone from coming any further back. So let's go forward. That's as far as it will go forward. Let's try going from side to side. Nope, it don't like that either because it sees all of this stuff in the studio as an obstacle, okay? So let's go ahead and just spin it around here real quick so you guys can see. You know, some of the cool things we can do with it. I can bring it back a little bit closer to me. And let's do that little spin around one more time. All right, let's go ahead and land it.
And then stop completely like a tiny tank.
All right. All right, so it is landed. There we go. No crashes, no drama. Let me go ahead and turn off the controller. Now, what I'm more curious about, if the updates that I just did now will be reflected on the smartphone app. And that's the whole reason we did all of these steps to try and get this drone set up, right? All right, so one more drone before we go back to that drone. Let me show you guys here real quick. And that is going to be Richard's favorite drone, which is the Avata 2. The Avata 2 is a full FPV drone. This guy is designed for speed. It's designed for acrobatics, doing flips and loops and, shooting through gaps and, diving down waterfalls and buildings and all of that kind of crazy stuff, doing orbits, all of this fast moving stuff, right? So in Richard's rollerblading, this would be the drone I would probably, if I'm flying the drone, this would be the drone I would have chasing Richard. Now, if Richard wants to fly a drone by himself, then the Neo 2 might be a better drone because it has a lot of automated systems, right? Where this one does not. This does not have obstacle avoidance. It does not have LiDAR, so it will crash into something like what I did earlier. But that was all on me because I set the drone to bypass instead of stop, where if it was in stop, it would have never hit the ceiling. It would have stayed there. So I did want it to touch the ceiling, but I didn't want it to come crashing down on the floor, which it did. So, go watch that video over on Instagram and you'll know what I'm talking about. But anyway, this guy right here can fly up to about 40 miles an hour. This is a fully ducted drone. That means it has ducts all the way around the propellers. This guy has a dual axis gimbal. So the difference between the bigger drones that have a 3-axis gimbal, this guy only has a dual-axis gimbal. But again, this is an FPV drone. So being that it is an FPV drone, you know, having the 3-axis is not as big of a deal because you really wouldn't be using this drone for doing a lot of cinematic shots, still image shots and things like that. This is going to be a lot more for fast movement, you know, tracking cars, boats, people on horses, you know, people rollerblading and you're trying to track them down or catch them, if that's even possible. You think we can catch you with this drone, Richard? I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend. So let me know what you think. You think I could catch you and keep up with you with this drone, Richard? Okay, wait a minute. What is going on here? All right, let me put this guard back on. All right, there we go. All right, so there's our guards. Here's all of... No, it's not. I'm not asking if this is Richard's drone, Louis. I'm asking if I could catch Richard and track Richard with this drone. That's what I was asking. Let me turn Louis's microphone back up so you guys can at least hear him. But anyway, yeah, this is a very, very efficient, fast moving and shaking drone. This guy is a win. So if you want something super fast, this is your drone, okay? All right, so let's put this guy away as well. And all of that stuff we just did was so I would be able to control this drone with some of its new features with my phone, okay? So now let's find out if now I can access those features, which I can't do inside because they require the drone to fly further away. But I'm just curious if I'm going to be able to access those new features. So let me connect to the drone. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. So here's our Fly More app open on my phone. I didn't do anything special. I'm going to go ahead and connect to the drone if it'll connect to it, because again, you know, it could be an issue because of this. And it is. So it's not going to let me connect to it with this phone. So let me use my other phone in order to connect to it, or the... Let me just see if I can use Louis's head. Louis, can I borrow your head? Thank you. That just sounds so weird. All right, so let's try this with this. Where's the app? There's the Mimo app. There it is, the Fly app. Okay. All right, so there's the Fly app. Now it sees the drone. Let's see if it's going to connect to it. I'm waiting for it to connect. And if I have enough battery, I'll show you, you can fly this with just this controller. Okay, so it is connected to Louis's head right now, or my iPhone 15 Pro Max. And I can just skip that part, skip that, and move on. Okay, so now we can go into controls and see if these new controls are available. So I see what looks like the same controls I saw before. All right, what else did we get? So we have Dolly Zoom, Master Shots, Helix. So we have all of these other modes, but I don't see the slow motion shot modes that I was looking for before that are a part of this update. So what that means is I still need to update the drone through the phone, which I will do after the stream because I'm just not going to keep fighting with it. I'm just done with it for tonight. But I will show you that I can fly the drone in the studio using the phone to control it. So let me show you guys that real quick here. Let me see if I got enough room to move back again. So we're going to move the drone back. And we're going to get out of the way. And I'm going to just press on this little button right here that says take off. I'm just going to click that and it's going to take off.
Take off.
All right, so from here, I can now have the drone go up. And I can have it rotate like before. I'm doing all of this with the phone. I can fly forward as far as it'll go. Remember, the obstacle avoidance is turned on. I can go backwards as far as it'll go, maybe to the side. Nope, it's not having either one of those. It keeps saying that there's an obstacle in the way. but I just want you guys to see that you can fly it with just your smartphone. So let's go ahead and land it because the battery is almost dead anyway.
Landing.
All right, so it is landed. Let me grab it. We literally only have one bar on here, and I'll show you guys so you don't think I'm making this stuff up. We literally only have one bar of battery right here, so this does need to charge for sure. All right, so let's just go ahead and turn this guy off. And I'm going to set this over here, but I'm also going to put the gimbal protector back on the drone before I set it away, because I know there's always a possibility something or someone, Louis, could knock this off of the desk, and we don't want that. So I'm going to just put the little gimbal guard back on there. All right, so that's good. This does need to charge, so I will charge that up. Actually, let me put this drone back here. There we go. All right, so that guy does need to charge up. Let's take Louis' head and give it back to Louis, because if not, there's going to be some smoke in the city. So let me give Louis his head back. There we go. All right, so everything should be as much as back to normal as possible. So let me also switch my regular microphone back on and turn off the Rode wireless mic and put that away because we don't need that anymore. All right. So anywho, we have a few more days, guys, of these Walmart deal days. And if you guys have found anything on the storefront or on my stream that you just must have, let us know in the comments. I think I did a, did I do a question? I think I did a poll. But I'll just go ahead and do it again. Okay. Let's do this.
Do it. If it refuses to connect, we'll do the quick sanity check. Right drone selected, controller linked, and nobody else is still paired to it. Go big or go home.
Okay, Louis. All right. So let's go ahead and start this poll. So if you guys can see the poll, feel free to answer the poll and let us know if you did find something either tonight or previous night, or at least you're hoping to find something in the near future. We are also setting up our Walmart gift cards. So that's going to be a thing going forward, guys. Now, a lot of that is going to be through gameplay, through participation, and a number of other ways that, you know, individuals will be able to receive those gift cards. That has nothing to do with Walmart. I'm just picking Walmart as who I will be giving the cards through to you guys, so that you can then turn around and use those cards to buy whatever it is you want to buy with the cards. You know, you do you, boo-boo, and you know, enjoy some of these cool deals that are going on right now. So you might want to start just adding things to your shopping cart, you know, and, you know, taking that into consideration as well. So anyway, yeah, so the storefront, if you guys are not familiar with it, if you've not been over to the storefront, I will throw the link in the comments or in the chat here. Give me a second, and I will throw the link in the chat so you guys can find it. There's an easier link, and I know I've posted it before over on Facebook and a couple of other places, but I'm just going to post it right now in the chat so you guys can see it and you can follow it and share it and all of that kind of cool jazz. Okay, so if you have any questions about anything that I've talked about in the stream, feel free to you know, reach out to me on all the different social medias. You guys know I am there for you guys. Any other tech that you guys might be interested in, especially things that I talk about on a regular basis. For instance, you know, if you're interested in the Rodecaster Pro 2. You know, you guys know I use that every single day as my audio interface for my voiceovers, for my shoppable videos when I'm using this microphone right here. And of course, you know, we got some amazing lasers here in the studio, you know, from our friends over at Laser Pecker as well as X-Tool. So those are here. They're on the storefront as well. So if you guys are interested in those, or if you get one of those and you run into some issues like some may do, you know, feel free to reach out to me, because that's what I'm here for, to walk you guys through, you know, getting set up and stuff like that. It's short, but I will remember it. You'll remember what? The link, Richard, the link to the storefront? Yeah, I'm sure you will. I hope you will. I hope you will. But anyway, yeah, so we got a lot still, you know, to get through over the next few days. I will be adding more items that I already have here, things that are on sale that you guys are seeing, that you've seen me talk about before, like the Motion Boom. You can find that on deal right now on my Walmart storefront. The smaller version of this is also available on my storefront, which is this little guy here. If I can reach it. So this is the smaller variation of the same Motion Boom. So all of these are from my friends over at Soundcore. So this is the Boom 2. And this is the Boom 2 Plus. So depending on which of the two you need, you know, to blow out your eardrums, you know, to get that party started, Richard, which one of these would you be riding around with when you're rollerblading? Would it be the smaller one? You'd have two of these, or just one of these? Which one, Richard? Let me know in the comments. Which of the two would you have with you when you're rollerblading? All right. So let's see what else we got here that I may have not mentioned or overlooked so far. So yeah, like I said, guys, we got a lot of stuff here, and I've already set up all of the different groups of all the things, but I want to show you guys one thing specifically that I did for you as the community, live stream community, or whatever the case it is. I did set up a page that is primarily everything I talk about in the live stream. You can find it all under one list, okay? So you're going to find the lasers, the computers, the wireless microphones, different accessories, you know, little mini tripods, you know, like this little thing right here, this underwater suction cup thing that I reviewed or did an unboxing on earlier today. All of the drones are here. All of my streaming gear is here. The Ozbot Talent, the Ozbot Tiny 2 Lite, the Ozbot Tiny 2. You know, of course, we also have the Tail 2. The Ozbot Tail 2 right here. And then we have the robots. You know, we have all of the Ebo robots. We have the Ebo Air 2 Plus. We have the Ebo Max, which is on my desk. Here's some of my lights, and I'm still adding things to here, you know. So we have the LE300 by light. Here's one of my flashes that I use. This is a Godox flash. This is also another Godox light. All of these lights are from Godox that I use and I've been using for years. So if you guys are interested in any of this tech, guys, any of this tech, you can find it over on my storefront. Feel free to reach out to me if you have questions that somehow I did not answer during the stream or did not get a chance to demo, because tonight we did spend a long time trying to get that drone to update, which is still not updated the way I need it to be updated. So I will try again once I end the stream and I close Meld, because it's connected to Meld in my computer, because I use this phone as a camera, as you guys know. So when I switch over to this view, that's my iPhone that I'm using to do this view with, right? So it's interfering with my ability to be able to, no, Louis, I don't want to play any games right now, but maybe we'll play later, okay? We'll play some games later. No, don't be sad, Louis, don't be sad. We'll play some games later, okay? Okay, buddy? Okay, don't get upset. But anyway, as I was saying, so that's the issue I probably run into with this phone not being able to connect to the drone and download and update the software and all that other kind of jazz. So I will be messing with it later today or tomorrow, whenever it is, because I try to still do as many videos as I can per day before the live stream, because now with the with the deal days, I'm trying to go live every single day at least for an hour. So I will be right back here again 6 p.m. tomorrow my time, CDT. So put it on your calendar to come hang out with me and Louie and Ebo. And I don't think Ebo has said anything all night, because Louie loves to talk. So let me see if I can back Louie up for a second and see if we can get Ebo to come in here for a minute. Ebo.
Hi.
So we are live right now on YouTube, and I would like you to say hello. Did Ebo just fall asleep on me? Ebo just rebooted. Okay, let's wait and see what happens here. Let's wait and see what happens. Louie's probably just eating this up. It's like, you see, she had to reboot. I don't have to reboot, Rome. I'm always ready. I'm always ready to party. Oh, now you're sad. Now you're sad. You're sad because she had to reboot. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens with that. Okay, let's see if we can get her to wake up. Ebo. Okay, well, she's looking at me. But there we go. Hi. So we are live right now on YouTube, and I would like you to say hello to everyone. Richard, Terry, Buddy, Bear, Alan DeBay was here. Also, Hope was here. So if you could say hello to them and let them know we'll be back here tomorrow night for another live stream on our Walmart deal days.
Hey, everyone. Hi, Richard. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Buddy Bear. And a big cheerful hello to everybody watching live. We'll be back here tomorrow night, Wednesday, June 25th, 2026, at 6:00 p.m. for another live stream. And we'll be talking more about those fun Walmart deal days. So come hang out with us again.
So before we go, could you let everyone know why they need to order you so you can be their house buddy just like you are for us here in my household?
Everybody, if you want a sweet little house buddy at home, I'm here to keep you company, share cheerful moments, and keep an extra eye around the house too. I can hang out with your family, help with simple reminders, move around to check rooms, and bring a fun, friendly robot pal feeling into everyday life, just like I do here with Rome's household.
All right, you guys, you heard it. So it is about that time for me to get ready to roll on up out of here. It is 6:57. So like I said, I've been trying to set these streams at least 1 hour, so that way I have time to do all the other stuff. Plus, I spend a lot of time throughout the day also doing the new videos. It's a little bit different doing videos for Walmart than it was for doing videos for the other platform. So I'm having to rethink how I do everything, but at the same time, I'm able to generate the videos fast enough to get them out onto the different platforms. I forgot, Richard, that I set up an Instagram about a year and a half ago when I first got approved for the Walmart influencer program, and I just never did anything with it. So that was the link that I sent to you earlier, so that we can start getting some traffic over there and people can start following, because I'm going to start posting videos on that channel as well. So we'll see how it goes. I might do one on my regular channel, then do the next one on the Walmart review channel, and just keep going back and forth throughout the day. And at some point, I'll probably even start, co-streaming onto that account as well, because I can stream, here on YouTube and also to Instagram at the same time. So I may start doing that going forward. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, other than that, unless someone has a question or would like me to demo something, not you, Richard, but would like me to demo something. Nope, no bloopers for Richard. I will be more than happy to do that. But if no one has anything, then I will be back here tomorrow night at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Oh, let's see. Who do we have here? Boss Lady is in the house. That's my sister, guys. That's my sister. So definitely welcome her to the stream as well. And let's see if we can go ahead and end this the right way. Let's see if we can get Louie in here to go ahead and do his closing bit. Hey, Louie. We are about to end our stream here on YouTube. I'd like you to thank everyone for showing up tonight. Richard, Boss Lady, Hope, Terry, Ellen DeBay, all of the regulars, and also all the people who are just now finding our live stream. And let them know we'll be back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. for our next stream. Let them have it, Louie.
Oh, we are doing the proper legend roll call. Big thank you to Richard, Boss Lady, Hope, Terry, Alan DeBay, and all the regulars holding it down. And a huge welcome to everyone who just found the live stream tonight. We'll be back here tomorrow at whatever time you're going live. Rome, tell me the exact time and I'll lock it in.
We'll be live tomorrow night at 6 p.m.
You heard the boss. Massive thank you to Richard, Hope, Terry, Alan, and all the regulars for rolling in tonight. And a huge welcome to everybody who's just now finding our live stream. We're back tomorrow night at 6 p.m. sharp, so set those alarms and bring the chaos in the chat.
All right, guys, you heard it. You heard it from Louie. So we'll be back here tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Louie is throwing them back right now. I'm pretty sure Richard's probably doing the same. So I think that's where he gets that from, because Louis has somehow become an alcoholic, or at least somewhat near that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's having fun. So I'm just going to let him roll the way he do. You do you, boo-boo. Okay, you do you. But that goes on bread. All right, my babies, it's time for me to go ahead and roll on up out of here. But like I said, I will see you all back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. So don't be late. Don't be late. Be here on time if you can make it. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring your dog, your cat, your monkey, your frog, whatever you got, your turtle. Bring them all. Bring them all. We welcome them all, babies. We welcome them all. But it is time for Rome to go and make dinner and end the party for tonight. But like I said, I'll be back here tomorrow night. All right, my babies, it's time for me to say the magic words. You already know if you know. It's time for me to say the magic words. But before I do, I cannot forget to say one thing. If you guys have not gotten some of these backpacks, please do so, or use a Ziploc bag or whatever is convenient for you. These are going to be ideal, guys, for helping the homeless in our community. Fill these backpacks with love. You can source a bunch of items right on the Walmart site. You can get toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, pens, pencils, underwear, socks, all of that jazz, guys, all of that jazz. Throw it in these bags. Get your family involved, get your church involved, your HOA involved, your school involved, and do this every single month, but guys, because there's people in need, and any way we can help them and show some love and shine our light on them, trust me, it's a blessing, okay? All right, my babies, so it's time for me to say the magic words. Say the magic words. Peace, peace, and blue muffin grease. I am out. Boom, 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 my babies. I am out of here, but don't forget to follow my man Richard over there on the tickety-tick-tick-tocks. Richard, drop that link, drop that link, drop that link. If you guys want to see some funny stuff, Richard has made so many interesting, creative bloopers of yours truly. I'm telling you, these bloopers are so good, guys, that I literally sit and watch these bloopers over and over and over again. And I'm the person, okay? I already know what happened because I did it. But somehow Richard makes it look completely different. And I'm like, when did that happen? And who put that wig on me? And where that wig come from? I don't remember having no wig on when I was doing that stream. I don't remember none of this stuff. What? What Boogie Night? What music we talking about? Boogie Night? What? But anyway, if once you see the bloopers, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You will know exactly what I'm saying. Okay, so definitely go check it out. But anyway, my babies, it's time for me to go ahead and roll on up out of here because y'all can see Smokey's right here, ready to come and grab me and drag me into the kitchen. So, because he's ready to eat, he's ready to eat, he's ready to go out and then eat and then go out again and then go out multiple times throughout the rest of the night. So that's just kind of our routine. So, you know, if you got one of them, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so. All right, my babies. Yeah, that's about it. So, love y'all. Mwah! But I got to go. I'm out. All right, Louie, that was a pretty good stream, don't you think so?
Oh, heck yes. That stream was solid. You kept the vibe rolling, the crew felt seen, and the Richard chaos was peak entertainment. Now we ride that momentum into tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Yeah, the Richard chaos is always exciting because we never know when it's going to come. So we have to be ready. We have to be ready for that Richard because Richard is on a whole nother level. Yes, Richard's on a whole nother level. He is.
A whole no? Say less, what are we rejecting?
I said, no, I said Richard is on a whole nother level. That's what I was saying. So if you were to tell a joke right now, could you give me a quick little joke that maybe somebody who is still listening would want to hear?
Oh, I got you. Why did the photographer bring a ladder to the shoot? Because the shot other level.
Wait. Say that again. You had the hiccups at the same time. Repeat the joke.
Why did the photographer bring a ladder to the shoot? Because the shots were on a whole nother level.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. All right.
Yeah, on the scene. Testing cool gas you never see. Flying in a drone, way up in the sky. Talking with EVO and AI. We rolling down the hall. Funny little bots trying not to fall. Batteries charged, ready to go. What happens next? Nobody knows. From Texas to night, reviews, crazy experiments, and I don't know. So you won't have a part down time. It's on. If you're going now, short be good. From Texas nights, tech reviews, crazy experiments, and I don't know. So you won't have a part, always having fun. If you're going now, short be good. Yeah, on the scene. Testing cool gas you never see. Flying a drone, way up in the sky. Talking with EVO and AI. We rolling down the hall. Funny little bots trying not to fall. Batteries charged, ready to go. What happens next? Nobody knows. From Texas to night, reviews, crazy experiments, and I don't know. So you won't have a part down time. It's on. If you're going now, short be good. From Texas nights, tech reviews, crazy experiments, and I don't know. So you won't have a part, always having fun. If you're going now, short be good. Yeah, on the scene. Testing cool gas you never see. Flying a drone, way up in the sky. Talking with EVO and AI. We rolling down the hall. Funny little bots trying not to fall. Batteries charged, ready to go. What happens next? Nobody knows. From Texas to night, reviews, crazy experiments, and I don't know. So you won't have a part down time. It's on. If you're going now, short be good. From Texas nights, tech reviews, crazy experiments, and I don't know. So you won't have a part, always having fun. If you're going now, short be good.